Hi guys, it's Vesna here. Welcome to Vesna TV. For today's video, this is my inspiration. I'm making a sign for you for a lot less than $94. So I'm using this piece of pressure treated plywood. The other side of this board is actually my hop sign that I made for Easter. I can link the video up here for you. And I'm going to be painting it red. Now, I normally like to use chalk paint, but I did not have red chalk paint and I didn't want to go to the store and buy some. I mean, the season is almost done for Christmas DIY, so I don't know how much red I will use for the spring, maybe a little bit at Valentine's Day, but I decided that I would try out using the acrylic paint and see how that works. So I used this holiday red from the Dollar Tree and I squirted maybe like a tablespoonful and then added some water. So I watered it down. And I thought I was going to brush it on, but it wasn't giving me, well, the brush was probably too small, but then I gave up on brushing it and I just got a rag and I basically just wiped it on. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. And this worked really, really well. Maybe wear some gloves if you're going to do this because I'm still like after several showers and like the amount of hand washing I do every day is incredible. And even with that, I still can find like little bits of red like around my nails and stuff like that. It's incredible how much it stained my hands. So next time I will wear gloves, but this time I did not. So anyway, like I said, I just kind of scrubbed it on and it worked really, really well. And I didn't even need more than what was in here. So I used, very little of my holiday red paint and it worked really, really well. I didn't seal the sign in the end. I may wind up sealing it, but for now I'll just leave it as is. Hopefully it'll hold up for this season and then we'll see if I'm noticing that it's too much, then I will seal it for next year. This worked so well that I only needed one coat of the red and the wood just soaked it perfectly. I'm really, really happy with the result. So before I show you what I do next, I just want to do a little bit of me talk. So if you haven't been to my channel before, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and supporting me. On my channel, you can see tons of affordable, budget-friendly DIYs that look high-end. So make sure you check out the videos I'm recommending for you and take a peek at the videos at the end. You'll find lots of inspirations for the season. Now this video is a part of a challenge. This challenge is hosted by Christy Creates. She hosts this challenge monthly and it's called the CHIC for Cheap. So basically you want to recreate something that's chic, or expensive or really neat for a lower price. And as I said, she hosts this challenge monthly, so I will have her information linked in my description below. And she always has a co-host, and her co-host for this month is Kristen K. Now, Kristen is also another talented lady. If you haven't checked out her channel, make sure you check it out. I will have her information posted below. Both of these ladies do amazing DIYs and all of them on a budget. They're dollar store, trash to treasure items, things like that. So there'll sure be something for you to love on their channels. I will have their channels and the playlist linked in my description below, so make sure you check everything out. Now back to my video. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the video that this project is really simple, and it is. So I used my Cricut to cut out one stencil of Ho, H-O, because I'm just doing ho 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 in white. So after the sign dried, I just taped it on with painter's tape, and I'm going to use my linen chalked white paint to go over top of the letters. Normally I like to use my stenciling brush, but because this was so big, I used this brush. Now there is a way with your Cricut to make it so that like that O, when you're making a stencil, so the middle part of the O stays on. But I was running low on time, so I did not have time to look up a video. So that's on my list of to-do things to learn with Cricut. If you don't have a Cricut, you could totally freehand ho ho ho. It's not that hard. And I actually saw if you wanted to make your own stencils, you could use your laminating machine if you have one. If you just do two sheets of laminate and run it through your machine empty, and then just cut out the letters, and then you can use that as your stencil if you wanted to make sure that they were the same size. So that's an option for you if you didn't want to freehand write this and you had access to a laminating machine and not a stencil. I think the Dollar Tree has letters as well, at least in the States. Here I haven't seen them in our Dollar Tree, but it doesn't mean that they don't exist. I just haven't seen them. They might just come and go really fast. Now, when I put these on, I did have to go back and like fix the H part to have the middle part of the H in there, and then just fix up the O a little bit. But I mean, not too bad. I really like the way it turned out. And so I didn't want to do like straight ho ho ho, because I always worry with doing stuff like that if the board's not even, or if I mismeasure or something, then it's going to look off and it's going to bother me. So this way, if I purposely make it off, then it doesn't bother me so much. But that's just a personal preference. So I just angled this hoe a little bit. So I repeated this for the other one as well. And then I took my pencil and I used it to draw on a little bit of snow. So guys, I just wanted to say that this will be day 2 of my 12 days of Christmas. I'm going to be doing a different DIY every single day, Christmas themed DIY, and I'll be doing this till the 18th of December. At which point I'm going to take a little bit of a break from posting videos or from creating new content, and then I will be back right after the Christmas holidays. So thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for tomorrow's DIY as well. I actually decided to add the snow because one of my neighbors has a sign that says joy, and it has the snow coming like kind of at the bottom and at the top of the board. So I thought, wow, I really like the way that looks, but I didn't want to draw another joy sign, so I wanted something else, and I thought this was the perfect thing to put on. So as you saw earlier in the video, I did draw in the snow, and then I put in my last HO, and I did this just so I would know where to position it before I painted it on, and I wanted, see how far I wanted my snow to go. Then I just painted in what I drew and, freehanded a little bit if I thought it didn't, once I painted, if I thought it needed more or less. Well, not less, more. I did have to go back and fix this HO because what happened was I did not let the stencil dry before I moved it, and I didn't wipe it down, so it kind of made it a little bit messy, but I left some of the little bits of snow because I mean white, because I figured it would look a little bit like snow. And I did the same thing for the top. I drew in the snow and then I painted it in, but painted it on. So here it is finished. This is what I did for the top. I actually wound up doing it a little bit different at the top. I wanted it to look like the snow was coming down, melting down. And so I made a little bit of a different icicle snow shape. So that's there. And then here's what it looks like completely painted, but I wanted to add, that's why I left a little bit of space between the first HO and second HO. Add a belt, and here's the belt. The belt is a belt that I no longer use, and I just thought it would add that Santa Claus effect. And that's about it. It's there, finished with my snowman. If you didn't catch that video, I'll post it up here. It was live yesterday. I really like the way the sign turned out. It cost me nothing other than the paint supplies, which I had. Well, and the board, it cost me nothing because I had everything on hand. But even if you had to buy the supplies, you could buy acrylic paint for $1.25, so two bottles, because you need the red and the white, and an old belt, which you could pick up at probably at a Value Village for $1. And a board, which, I mean, that would be the most expensive, and you could do a fence board. You don't have to do it as big as this one. So, I mean, fence boards are what, $1.25 or something like that, $1.50. Let's say they're $2, but let's say maximum you spent $5 on a board because you wanted a bit of a bigger board. You're still looking at under $10 for this sign instead of $100. Thank you so much for watching and stopping by my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a big thumbs up, leave me a comment below, let me know what you thought, and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.